You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Homeland After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Homeland After Show.
Hey guys, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another wrap-up of Homeland Season 2, Episode 7, The Clearing. I am Jenna Busch, here with special guest Bethany Jaber, who is actually in this episode, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Bethany.
Matt Lieberman, who is filling in, my co-host from Doctor Who, and Thaddeus Massey,
Ooh, ooh, that's me.
who likes to make adorable noises. All right. Okay, so just so you guys know, we are late today because we had a little technical malfunction, and we missed about 7 minutes of the episode. We know what happens. One of those things was Bethany's scene.
I came all the way here today, and we didn't get to see it, but that's all right.
But you were awesome in it.
I was there, so I
Yeah.
can tell you what happened.
Good.
That's
Bad.
This
That's
is really
Works
important.
out. Kind of amazing.
But hiccups aside, it was a very solid episode
Oh,
this
yeah.
week.
Oh, yeah. Well, isn't it always, though?
Oh, of course. It's
I mean,
Homeland.
sort of ridiculous how
Yeah.
good this show is. But I mean, we say that every week. But I think we're going to start with Eileen, and
Eileen.
Saul. Sorry, I had a friend whose name was Aileen, and she spelled it the same way, and it totally confused me. Okay, so Saul, oh, poor Saul.
He brought wine to
What?
an interrogation.
Saw.
You
Yeah,
never-
like wine and cheese. Like, is he going on a date? Like,
It was a picnic.
oh my goodness.
It
They
was a
connected.
prison picnic.
There's transference there.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this was a really heartbreaking story, and he was awfully nice to her, but they really sort of did bond while they were in doing that road trip.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
in the first season. You know, he was telling her all about his wife right in the height of those issues, and she identified with that. And I think, it's the same way with psychotherapy. There's always going to be a level of transference there, and he wanted to believe that she was better than, anyone would have assumed.
Yeah. Also, what is the suicide count up to at this point?
Pretty high.
It's really high.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Everyone has little bits
Yeah,
of
it
things in
is.
jails,
It
and
is.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's the classic, guy comes to you, brings you wine, break his glasses, slit your wrists. It's just straight up Homeland. Hey.
as you do,
Yeah.
as you do. But it was sort of interesting, I think, that Saul said that he got emotional and he knows better than that.
Yeah, he was sloppy.
Yeah.
Is what he said.
Yeah.
Sloppy work, Saul.
Yeah. Oh, poor Saul. No, I mean,
he
it
was balling.
He was.
I mean, is it really that tragic?
Well, it is. I mean, I think.
Are you
All right.
serious?
Terrorist.
Yes.
So now we know who's insensitive. here.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be me. Yes.
Not only did she die, she provided him with false information. They wound up at that musician's house.
Exactly.
She was doing an old score from when she lived in Mumbai, and I think it was said his dad was like rude to her or something, so she sent them there.
Yeah. Well, I think that part of the reason you bond with somebody like that is when you're going through something really awful. Sometimes just a couple hours of talking, and you feel like you've known them forever. So he bonded with her.
Yeah, he was going through a serious divorce.
Yeah.
Thaddeus has a look on his face.
I don't know.
Speak your mind,
They
Thaddeus.
stuck her in there for a reason. She's no bueno, guys. She's, give her the window. She still provides false information.
Yeah.
I mean, just so she can get a window.
Do you
They
think
stuck
she
her in
had Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Do you think she had any information to give?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, she was useless.
They were grasping at straws. Last
Right.
week's
Yeah.
attack was, unexpected. They're trying to figure things out. According to Roya at the top of the episode, something is happening imminently.
Yeah.
Right.
We're very, very close to a big move from Nazir.
Yeah, and Roya looked really, really worried. Like, she didn't look like her usual cool self.
No, she's never worried.
No.
But I think that Brody is actually making her feel a little worried too. He's actually being a little more demanding than usual, and she even said something like, why are you changing? Things are going to be as they've always been. Well, he said, well, I don't like it. She was like, well, it doesn't matter if you like it. Like, where all of a sudden did you grow some cojones and think that you can come and call some shots? Like, nothing is changing around here. So it kind of made her look like a little suspicious of
Well,
him.
she is suspicious
yeah.
because now that he's a double agent, he has to ask for these things. He
Right.
needs more information for the people listening on the other end of the phone.
Right.
But like, it used to be he was brave little soldier, killing bomb makers in the middle of Philadelphia with a little nicely timed head crack. Or
That
neck
was
crack.
lovely.
Yeah, but now, his life is on the line. His family's life is on the line. Like, the stakes for him, and it's one thing that's just so great about this show, is his personal stakes are always increasing. They've
Yeah.
never been higher. They were incredibly high since the start of the show,
Right.
and now they're even higher.
Right. It's getting really crazy for Brody. I mean, everything is going on with everything for him, especially like with his daughter now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we miss Roth. We miss you, Roth.
Hi, Roth.
Dana she was like the voice of reason, and now her involvement in the situation with Finn has really impacted the situation with Brody's scenario. Like, at first she was just there as like a conscious. Now it's like there's a situation where it directly impacts what's going on in the big picture.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because now this guy, he's like, how do I be a dad and do the right thing and still do the right thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's something interesting, and I wrote down what he said, that Brody said to Jess when they were discussing the fact that he did kill Tom.
Right.
He said, he was talking about Tom, and he said he went through too many things and just couldn't get right again. And that felt to me like he was talking about himself.
He's heading for a fall.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree with that. I heard that line today, and I felt like that almost summed up the whole series.
Yeah.
Because there's no black and white here. It's just a whole lot of gray.
Yeah.
And now with Dana, now everybody has blood on their hands.
Right.
And it's just a domino effect.
Yeah.
And there's no the only way to really clear all of it up is to go back to the very beginning, and that feels impossible, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
never go home again.
You can't. Well, you know what? I feel like that line actually sort of fits with everybody in the series because everyone, they've been through too much and can't get right, or they're going through too much and can't get right. Like, Dana can't go back to the person she was now that this happened.
Right.
Finn can't go back. The campaign can't go back. Jess can't go back after what she knows now about Brody and Mike and all of this. I mean, there's so many. Everyone's gone through so much or is going through so much that nobody can actually get back on the right path. So, and I think Dana's really the only person who's doing the right thing at all.
Well,
It's true.
Yeah, I think Dana is not cut from the same cloth as these kids, obviously. I mean, based on Brody being a Marine and, did they ever even go into, did he get recruited? Did he volunteer? Did he go straight out of high school? I just don't get the picture that he came from the elite. He just had a situation that happened to him as a soldier, and then he's been catapulted up there with the elite and the blue bloods and doing all this, whatever. And these are not the same kinds of people that they are naturally.
Yeah.
They're definitely not cut from the same cloth. So it's like,
I
what is, gonna be their obviously their morals, their ethics, their lines of what is and what isn't, what's right and what's wrong is obviously. That's why Finn, he says, you just have no idea.
Yeah.
You don't know. I think Finn has more of a clue of what the world they live in than Brody and Jessica.
Right.
He's less
And
And he's a
naive.
kid.
Yeah, and he also said, well, what is it going to fix?
Yeah.
If we get arrested or we ruin our parents' campaign, like, what is it going to fix?
Right.
And to be fair, he is right.
Moral relativism.
Right. It's not like they're, just some kids who, if they say something, money will go to the family, and if they don't say something, it won't.
Yeah.
If they're going to take care of it, they're going to take care of it, and they'll probably throw money at them. I just wanted to point out the reason I am looking at my phone is because we got a bunch of tweets from Apollo Priestess, who tweets us every week.
Apollo Priestess,
Yeah.
shout-outs.
So, first of all, and we will get to this, she says, holy hotness, Brody and Carrie, and oh no, what better way to set Brody off than another. And way to make Brody lose his beep over, I suppose I can curse on here, another cover-up by Walden with his own kid, and the best conversation, Saul, when he says, how's Garland? And Quinn says, still dying, and Saul says...
Or Galvez.
Galvez, right,
Galvez,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. She wrote Garland, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We're cool.
Yeah.
You're not one for diplomacy, are you?
No.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up because she tweeted us before we actually started the show.
Sure. I just wanted to go back to Dana for 1 second and just make a point that she's the conscience of this show.
Yeah.
She's the only person who, up until now, had no blood on her hands that still wanted the right things for everybody, especially her dad. And that connection is the reason why he's still alive right now. It was very, very important to him, and I think to humanizing him, bring him back from the brink. Now to have her be disgusted with him is really going to add a level of definition to their relationship. We've never seen that fractured, and we've never seen Brody without her support.
Yeah.
Not since the beginning of the series.
That's true.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And I think she's very, very important to him.
Yeah, I think she also the actress herself actually did a really, really good job this week.
Yeah,
She's always great.
She's good.
Yeah,
I like the fact that she's showing a little more animation. She's not just like, no,
Just
Dad,
mop
you
it
screwed
face,
up.
just-
Mom, shut up.
Yeah.
It's like she's actually got something going on. So it's interesting she gets to show her chops a little bit more.
And as Thaddeus noticed, she was also wearing the funky boots again.
Funky boots.
So last week we've noticed that she has these crazy funky boots, and
She loves the boots.
I also love the boots.
Yeah.
They're
I like
like
the
elf
boots.
boots.
I like the boots.
They're kind of cool. We just had to mention that.
Yeah.
But we talk a little bit about Mike and the fact that he's being warned off now.
He just can't let it go.
I know.
Then he had her. He had Jess in the palm of his hand, ripped away, and now he refuses to let go, no matter who says.
When a man loves a woman,
He'll tell her about the time that her husband killed that guy.
Exactly.
Best musical ever.
Now
I
what is
would-
he
I would
gonna
watch
do?
that.
Yeah, exactly. He won't shut down the investigation. It doesn't matter how many people tell him. This isn't the end of that.
It's not the
No.
end. Even though Carrie told him to cease and F and desist,
Yeah,
that's just I'm like, okay.
yeah.
So now this is how I'm gonna have to go about it. He's just gonna find a way around everything.
Anytime.
It's just giving him more information.
Yeah. Anytime that he sees just a little bit of a window, he's gonna try to wriggle his way through it, because he's the one who's he feels like a chump. He got screwed out of his happy ending, essentially.
And he did. I mean,
No
he
pun
really-
intended.
Well played, Thaddeus Massey.
Screwed out of
Well
his happy
played.
ending.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I like
wow.
that, Matt. Yeah, that was good.
Thank
Great
you.
wordplay. Should be a rapper.
I should
Anyway.
be a rapper.
You've
All
been
right.
a very good boy.
What is that even anyway? Why would you even say that? But if there's one takeaway from this week's episode, it's that I should be a rapper.
Yes.
No, also, don't let your kids kill people in cars.
Right.
Yes.
I
Right.
don't think we should put that much weight on Dana having blood on her hands. Really, to me, it's more Finn.
It's
It
Finn,
is.
but
It's Finn. And she's, it's like, dude, you got to say something. Now, the question I think we should be asking, if she was driving
Yeah.
and Finn was in the passenger seat, would she be so quick to?
yes,
Well,
I
that's-
think so.
I think she would. I don't think her parents would be so quick to
No.
take her in.
These are all very good moral and ethical questions. I mean, if you were in that situation, what would you do? If you were in Dana's situation.
Thaddeus.
If I was in Dana's situation,
Mm-hmm.
You'd have some killer boots.
If she dies, the lady dies, she dies, right?
Mhm.
She died.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, they can't bring her back, obviously. What are they gonna do? The best thing to do is to compensate the family, do something for the family,
Mm-hmm.
instead of acting like we're gonna get in trouble and take them to the side, say, look, this is what
Yeah.
happened. We're sorry about it, but this is the situation as well, and help the family understand, and then help compensate the family for what happened and it happening. I mean, at the same, what else can you do?
Sit with them, mourn with them.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, these are great questions. There's this fabulous ethics class at Harvard that I've always wanted to take. Sorry to just, it's like a little sidebar. And they ask these type of questions like, you could save 5 people's lives, or you could lose your brother that's hit by a train. What do you choose? And these are the questions that that they're struggling with. Do they jeopardize their family's love and careers, or do they do the right thing?
How do I feel about my brother?
I don't know.
Scenario.
Right.
Who's Cain and who's Abel?
Yeah.
He steals your socks.
He steals my socks. Well,
I
none
don't
of
care
those
about
5
that.
people have ever
don't
stolen
know.
a thing from me.
Exactly.
I feel like she has blood on her hands.
Yeah.
Really?
Just by knowing.
Just like-
it's like when your mother used to say, guilty by association.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're hanging out with those people. It doesn't matter if they're doing something wrong, but you are guilty by association.
She's forever changed by this. She's
Yeah.
never been involved with anything quite like it. She smoked
like,
a little
no.
pot in season 1. If you were there when someone died and they covered it up, how can you ever expect to forget that?
No, definitely. But see, as far as I'm concerned, Dana hasn't been trying to cover it up. To me, the whole time, Dana has like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Something bad happened. I feel bad. We're gonna have to figure this out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, so what? Okay, who gives a
Reaction aside, though, I'm not talking about like what they did after. I'm just saying, her as a person, you as a person.
Right.
If you were in a car and the driver hit and run and murdered somebody, killed somebody, how do you deal with that internally? That it's going to forever change the way she views the world and her father.
You're definitely gonna feel bad about the situation. But like, the only thing I was saying was the difference between her and Finn is that she was there. Finn actually did it. She isn't responsible for Finn's actions. Finn is already a little prick, okay, by himself. He doesn't need a girl to behave the way he behaves. He's just a little douchebag already. So he's trying to show off and be cool, and he's speeding for no good reason. He already has the girl. The girl likes him. The girl dumped her boyfriend for him. All right, he knows the girl likes him.
Yeah.
Why do you have to do all this extra whatever? He's a D-bag, straight up. So he hits somebody, kills him, and now he wants to cover it up. Like, you know who we are? Do you know whatever, blah, blah, blah. The thing about it was he didn't feel bad about it. All he could do was think about losing his position.
Yeah.
And the compromised situation that he was in. He didn't feel bad. Dana felt bad for being there and knowing that this situation was not being handled properly. She wasn't even really responsible for it. He could have had any chick in the car with him at that time.
I absolutely agree with you, but I think after a certain amount of time has passed, she becomes more guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she didn't say anything. Yeah, because the thing is,
it's a time thing for me.
But she has said something.
well, she has now, but yeah, I know. I know what you're saying.
She went
though.
through the proper
Yeah.
protocol.
Yeah.
She confronted Finn to do the right thing. She confronted him a few times. They showed her confronting him in school, and he was trying to look, you can't say anything, blah, blah, blah. She gave him 2 or 3 opportunities to come clean, and finally they were in the car, and she's like, look, dude.
This is happening.
This is going to happen whether you like it or not. I'm just letting you know. I feel like she went through the proper protocol for someone in that situation. She did the right thing. She went about it the right way. And she even called her dad on his BS after she felt like he was going to back out. So, I mean, at the end of the day, she's still the conscience of the show.
She literally
She's
called
still doing
him
the right
BS.
She absolutely is the conscience of the show.
she's still doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we should move on to the part of the show that we did not see.
Yay!
So, first of all,
It was short anyway.
Very
yes,
brief.
But tell us about this lovely scene that we missed.
Well, they arrive at the mansion
Right.
estate.
The estate.
Merely, I played Diane Johnston, and my husband is there as well, and we're just, we're sitting at the table with Brody, from what I remember, and I'm just asking him questions, and it's what a guest star is I'm a guest on the show that day, and I'm there to push the story forward, and so basically, Diane just asks a lot of ridiculous questions. Such as oh wow, they held you captive, really? How long did it hurt? Those type of things, which is I believe it gives, or maybe it gives Brody room to contemplate. Really, do I really want to be a part of this world?
Yeah.
Look at these people.
Right.
And so you know, I'm there so people and so Brody asks those type of questions.
So
So that was the scene essentially.
Right.
So
We
it's,
could reenact it really quickly, but we don't need to.
so it's basically it's just a sequence of Brody trying to win over Rex Johnston and his wife and kind of get that
And
VP
yeah,
nod.
we're talking with Rex at the table,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes to take his shirt off because I'm asking him about his like battle scars, and I'm like, ooh, I want to see them.
Ooh,
I would say
yeah.
the same
This
thing.
is fabulous.
Yeah.
Does the
And
carpet match the
he
drapes?
kind of feels like my eyes upon him, and is like, nah, not right now. I
And
got
that's
other
when he
things to
jumps
do."
in the pool.
No, he doesn't jump in the pool yet. He actually puts his shirt back on and he leaves. It's not until later when nobody's around and he's in a bit of solitude that he feels that he can be authentic and naked and jump in.
Which is just such a beautiful sequence.
Yeah, that really
It was really great.
It really was. Well, I actually am really curious what it's like working with Damian.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so
I know.
Jealous.
You lucky.
It was
know.
really cool. It was a great time. You know, I mean, I'm always nervous, no matter what. Like,
Right.
before I come here with you guys, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a little bit nervous. But it could have not. I mean, it was just such a friendly set, and everybody was so lovely. And it's very rare when you get on set when people are like, come over here, meet the director, meet the producer. Usually, you just get put in your trailer and it's quiet. But they're just very generous, and he was very generous as an actor. He stayed there for my coverage. We did the scene. It was really,
Really?
yeah, it was really cool.
That's dope.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then
Shout
later,
outs to Damian Lewis.
yeah,
I know.
he's a very handsome and very.
He may not be an
generous man.
officer, but he is a gentleman.
He is a gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah,
quote.
and so
Nice.
and the man who plays Rex, John, is just lovely too. So it was a great afternoon. There was a little funny thing that happened with Brody's wife. We were filming another scene. They're playing croquet, and you did miss the big scene where Finn and Dana have it out
Yeah.
in front of like everybody at the party. It's kind of fun, but you'll see it later.
Yeah, we'll see it later.
And there was one take where, you know, she's like the kids are yelling, and so Jess is walking over, and it's very serious and very heated. And a local high school band was like rehearsing Thriller next door, so it just started playing in the background.
That's
so she
hilarious.
starts dancing, and yeah, I hope it like makes the outtake somewhere.
That is so funny.
That's awesome.
So it was yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was a good time.
So this is Morena Baccarin doing the Thriller dance.
Yeah, she's just like
Oh
she's
my
like
goodness.
walking over to her children solemnly, being like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And you hear, "Ba-dum dum 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 dum."
She's like,
Do you realize you just made Thaddeus so happy?
Really?
He's in love with Morena.
Oh,
she's
she's
amazing.
stunning, isn't
oh,
she?
that's not the word.
oh,
It's gonna be
oh.
okay.
Oh,
It's
sweetie.
gonna be okay.
You all
Thaddeus.
right?
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's all
Well-
gonna be okay.
Namaste.
Well, one of the other things we missed was a scene between Carrie and Brody
Yes.
Yes.
outside. Oh,
Yeah.
They apparently
man.
got very handsy, or just very
Yes.
hands-on.
yes. So I am looking forward to seeing that when I get home.
Yeah. You did get to
He's
see
hot,
Quinn's bare ass today, though.
That is true. Okay, yes, let's talk about Quinn's bare ass.
Yes.
Sorry, it's just a subject I happen to enjoy.
7 out of 10 would squeeze. Is that a fair
I
assessment?
think so. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. Yeah, that was sort of an interesting scene, and I know that Roth, who is not with us today, we believe that Quinn and Carrie are totally going to hook up. And
Totally
apparently,
gonna do it.
many people believe this as well. And yes, you
Yeah.
agree. So, yeah,
So do I.
that was just one more step towards that. Just saying. 'cause
Yeah.
Like you haven't seen her, you know.
I know. That
He was like, wow, he just put her out there. I
Yeah.
like that guy. He's funny.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I really did not like him in the first episode he was in, but I love him now. I kind of do. I mean, the fact that he also looks like Orlando Bloom doesn't hurt.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. No.
Doesn't hurt at all. But
Not at
but
all.
I do. I like his character now. I'm seeing because you're seeing different sides of him, and he's what happened to him again. Been through too much and changing after watching all of the people he was with get shot. You know, I think that may change his character. He's not just going to be such
After
a hard
getting shot.
and also getting shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I like the edge that he has because I think he sort of balances Carrie very well because she just blurts things randomly. and
Yeah.
So did he.
I was expecting him, like when they did the raid in Newark and it turned out to be the music kid. If it was really the guy, I was expecting him to kill the S out of him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was gonna be brutal.
Yeah.
He was gonna love it.
He was getting ready on the plane.
Oh yeah.
He was
Oh.
Oh yeah.
taking
yeah.
stuff off. he
No,
was
all
getting
right,
ready.
everybody wait
His-
outside. Gun, and then
Right.
just shoot him 8 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So do we?
I'm serious.
Yeah,
he had
I
a look
thought
on.
this
He
was-
was
He
like,
Dude.
I'm gonna empty this whole clip.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I don't care at all.
You got me on that one.
Yeah.
He had that action star look in his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Auditioning for Taken 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Expendables 3.
Yeah.
Totally. So shall we talk a little bit about Brody and Carrie?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Let's.
Saucy. Yeah. As we saw in the previews for next week,
Mm.
there's apparently a scene with the two of them in a hotel room. We couldn't see what was going on,
Right.
but they're staying the night.
But what else happens in hotel rooms?
Fantastic.
That's the best sound effect ever.
That's
He was
really, really
great.
good. But I think that he's definitely not happy with her.
No.
You know, the whole Mike telling Jess thing, he was so completely thrown by that. You know, she's not treating him well as an asset,
Yeah.
and then they have all this history on top of him. It was so funny when they showed up at the police station and Carrie was there, and she says to Dana, "Hi, Dana, I'm Carrie." It's like, I know who you are. You don't have to tell me your name. He is so furious with her because she's just taking liberties with his life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not just an asset. Yeah, I was going to do a terrible thing, but this is my life you are screwing with.
Yeah. Of course, he was gonna kill people.
Right.
Yeah.
So he kind of
there's that.
lost that leverage. It's like
Fine.
you're screwing with my life. Like, dude, you're a terrorist, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna blow up the vice president and
Who also
A
blew
number of
up
other-
a bunch of people, a bunch of children, and then lied about it.
That's true.
Moral relativism.
It's totally true.
Exactly.
Homeland.
But it is
on
interesting.
Showtime, Sunday nights.
It is interesting though how they have been treating assets because if you look at Aileen and the way Saul was with Aileen, he is just as emotionally not just as emotionally attached, but emotionally attached just the way Carrie is with Brody. I mean, not nearly as much, but
Saul was just
still.
tired.
oh, poor Saul.
Saul's tired.
Yeah.
Saul is
Yes.
tired of being tired.
Do you guys?
That's why he's breaking down.
Yeah.
He's going through a lot. This guy. I'm surprised he hasn't had a stroke or
I
something.
know that dig that the warden of the penitentiary
I
gave
know.
him, like with you, the way you style yourself, you think you have such great, you know, you have jurisdiction here. Hold on, I have it down here.
Really,
Oh.
he just has a nicely trimmed beard.
I probably would have punched him in the
It's-
mouth.
it's
and then
November.
told him I have the attorney
Yeah.
general send him a letter.
You're crazy grooming. You're like, he's like, you have a beard. What's wrong with you? You think you have power because you have a beard? Yes.
That warden was an ass though.
He
He
was.
was. I loved his performance though. I was like, this
was
dude's
good.
bringing it. He's
I
bringing it
know.
right now. I think he is scum.
It's 3 lines. He
Mhm.
totally did, and it's Movember.
That's true.
You know.
Not at that penitentiary.
No.
There are no small parts, just
No
small
suspect
actors.
grooming. Yeah.
And he's definitely not a small actor.
No.
He delivered.
Mhm.
Because I
Just
wanted
like
to slap
Bethany.
the hell out of
well,
that
we
guy.
know that Bethany did, even
Yeah.
though we have not seen the
We
scene.
haven't seen it.
Yes,
I
but
haven't seen it. so
Diane Johnston.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm really excited to watch it when I get home.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
I know.
As a fan, it took me a lot not to like read the script and dissect it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had to stop myself and go, no, I'm gonna read it once. I'm gonna take what I can from it and do my work. But as a geek, I wanted to be like, okay, so on page 4, and like
Yeah.
try to piece the series together.
Because it's
I-
shot, you
I
know.
shot in August.
Yeah, so you didn't
Oh,
know
wow.
anything else that was going
no,
on in the
and
season.
so I literally just had to read it once and then put it away and not ask any questions.
Wow.
You are stronger than I.
Serious
Yeah.
self-control.
Yeah.
Serious.
That honestly, that's incredibly impressive. I would
take
not have
writers
been able to.
dinner.
Mm-mm.
I've been like someone on the sets. Give me a script. Give me the others.
Come on, man. Just do
I
me a
know.
solid.
Yeah.
Let's go out for drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm spilling
I
all
knew
the
something really bad had just happened, but that was I was
Ooh.
like, no, I'm not.
You need a
gonna
new
keep
car? My
reading."
brother owns a dealership. Come on, I'll give you a
Yeah.
hookup. Give me
If you
these
like it,
scripts.
you can take it. If you don't, send it right back.
That's exactly what I would say. Yes.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about Jessica and Mrs.
I was just
Walden.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
Were ya? Were ya?
Yes.
Totally beat you to it.
Talk about Jessica.
Well, he can't wait to talk about Jessica.
Oh,
It's
of course
true.
not.
Yeah.
I know. Well, since you love her, tell us some things.
Well,
Tell us your thoughts.
well, here's the thing. I was gonna bring up. What did you guys think about how Jessica was handling the situation with Dana? Like, she actually
I was
kind
like,
of
hell
standing
yeah.
up to Miss Walden. Like, Miss Walden was like, "Well, we're gonna handle it." And, what do you mean you're gonna handle it? Like, it's gonna be taken care of.
It's like, no.
I gotta talk to Brody.
Yeah.
Basically saying, "No, bitch, you're not running this."
yeah. Well, here's
That's basically what it
She's
was
a
saying.
strong lady.
Yeah,
She's
she
not
is.
going to be steamrolled by any
Right.
politician's wife.
no.
And
or
I
her
gave her.
husband.
She got kudos for that.
You
I
hear
think
that,
props.
Bethany?
Yeah.
She is not going to be steamrolled.
I was impressed.
I get it. No,
I was impressed with
I
Jessica.
do. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things though, it's just sort of an interesting dilemma. If your kid has done something like this, and you want to protect the future of your kid, and you know that the government or the cleaners or whatever they're doing will give money to this family, and the family will be taken care of, do you go to the cops, or do you say, we've done the right thing, we've done everything we can, the family will be taken care of, protect your future? What do you do?
The daughter wants to go to the cops. You go to the cops. You stand by your kid. You stand by your kid. I mean, granted, if Dana didn't want to go to the cops, then I'd have that moment of questioning. But if Dana wants to go to the cops and she wants to deal with it up front, you stand by your kid.
Okay.
Point blank.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's
Okay.
interesting because I also think there's a school of thought that says you're too young to realize how this is going to damage your future. I'm not saying it's the right
Yeah.
thing. I'm just saying that's
I feel bad because she doesn't have all the information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would just make the decision so much easier if she had all the information.
right.
But nobody has all the information in this series, so that's why we watch it.
Yeah. Because we have all the information.
Well, I think it's important to. I mean, she's smart enough and old enough to sit her to take her to the side and explain to her there are other situations going on that have nothing to do with this election. That's above and beyond and more important than any political race or agenda that have to do with matters of national security that, sweetheart, we can't explain to you, obviously, because there's
I wish my parents said that to me when I was in trouble as a child. Listen, Bethany.
well, they already saw that she wants to do the right thing.
I know that you stole the license plate off those cars. We don't need to talk about that.
yes, we really do.
But but it's a matter of national security. We just don't bring this up.
Cool.
Wouldn't you love that if your parents
Yeah.
said that to you?
yes, actually.
I think so. I mean, I would be very confused, but I'd be like, okay, ball of shock collar. That's
Yeah.
on you.
I mean,
I want to know about the license
just
plates.
as opposed
Yeah.
to not going to the cops, not reporting it to the cops, because
Yeah.
she's like hell bent on reporting this
Mhm.
and doing the right thing.
Right.
But they need to she needs to be schooled. This is a good opportunity to school her, especially because of the position that they're in.
Yeah.
So she's just not thinking that her dad's this piece of you know what.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, what do you mean? What do you stand for? Like, so I think it's important to explain it to her.
Yeah. Well, also, it's interesting to note that Jess sort of did the right thing this week, and instead of thinking about, I want all this power and I want to be the vice president's wife, which she has shown in the past.
Yeah.
This time she's like, no, we're going to the cops. Forget
Point
everything
blank.
else.
Point blank.
Yep.
Stand by your kid.
Yeah. So it was a nice turn for Jessica, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brody's gonna have to. He's gonna have to tell her. He's gonna.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna have to break it down. It's like, look, this is up over everybody's head. Like the Carrie says, look, you can do this. The deal is off.
Yeah.
So basically, it's not like a decision he's making. You know, if it was up to him, obviously he was taking her
Yeah.
to the station. So
Yeah.
he doesn't want to. He wants to stand by his daughter as well. His daughter has been his backbone throughout all of this situation. He does everything for her. She inspires him to be a better man and all this or whatever, right? But obviously, there's a situation that beyond national security, because actually at this point with this situation, I don't think Brody even gives a you know what about national security. His family is in immediate imminent danger,
Right.
Yeah.
and he cares about home, not homeland. He cares about home.
Yeah.
So
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that by the end of this season, Jessica will know that he's working with the CIA?
Well, she knows he's working with the CIA. She
Right.
just doesn't know why.
But,
Right.
will he have to
Well,
tell her about the deal?
I don't think he tells her everything because he's been really good with half-truths.
Yeah.
I think he's just like he said with Mike. He said I was responsible for part of it. He didn't say, yeah, I shot the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think he'll.
Tom?
Oh, sorry.
Tom,
Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
Tom.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was just kidding.
Right.
No, it's okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
who's Mike?
Oh yeah, I didn't
Oh,
mean
no,
Mike. Now
Mike
that would
didn't
be.
get shot yet.
No.
That-
Mike is.
That's in predictions. That's in predictions. I mean Tom.
Mike
But-
didn't get shot yet.
Yeah.
No. It's when he lays a paw on Jess again, then he gets
Then
shot.
there may be some shooting.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Tom. But I mean, I think also
Mhm.
something interesting though. I also think Brody has a tendency to focus on one person rather than the greater good. Like
Yeah.
he focused on Isa, and now he's focusing on his daughter. And I don't think he thinks in terms of big things. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think he tells her everything.
Fair enough. I'm seeing this Don Draper sitting down with Betty moment of him put into the final corner. At some point, he's gonna have to tell her it might not be this season. I'm just spitballing.
Oh, that's good. Well, sort of interesting.
Good stuff.
I mean, I think now that we've seen Jessica in the situation where something wrong has happened and she says we're absolutely going to the cops, I don't think he can tell her. Because if he does tell her, she may blab it.
That's true.
She blabbed the CIA thing to Mike.
Yeah, she's got a strength all her own.
Yeah, so I don't think he can tell her. Before we go any further, I do want to mention,
It's okay,
guys, make
buddy.
sure you go, if you like the show, and we really hope you do, go to iTunes and subscribe and rate us very nicely, please. And leave us comments because we do actually read all of them. And just so you know, we also have a blog, Afterblog, for a number of different shows. So check that out on AfterBuzzTV.com.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I think there's about 10 blogs running
Yes.
right now. Yeah, and those are all up and running. They're really, really great, really insightful.
And Homeland's one of them, I believe.
Yes. They got
Yes.
Homeland, they got Doctor Who. I think they have Castle
They
as well.
Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk
which is
Empire.
fabulous.
Mhm.
Love that show.
Which you are on that
Yeah.
AfterBuzz show.
Yes, I am. The
Yes.
AfterBuzz show, not the
Yes.
actual show.
Not yet.
I'm working on
Not
it.
yet.
Yeah.
Bethany Jaber.
Give it a week.
Give it a week.
She's like, wait, my phone's ringing right now. Hold on.
Wait,
It's my agent.
I'm blowing up. I'm blowing up
It's my
right
team.
now.
It's my
Great.
team.
Well,
Great.
maybe we should, because I do want to sort of think about what's coming up, because I know in the beginning of the season we were sort of speculating that this would be the last season for Brody. What do you guys think about that?
Wow.
I think he's personally, I think there's no show without Brody. I'm sure they could pull it off without him, but there's at least another season in him. I think that he's in a really tight bind. It may just come to pass. I'm gonna throw this out there. What if Abu Nazir gets killed and then somebody else takes over this whole operation? Yeah. So he's still in play as vice president with all of this covered up stuff that is, very, very volatile, but he's not necessarily tied directly into terrorism anymore.
Right. And also we haven't started the campaign technically.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't even declared him.
Right. There's
Oh.
so much time.
Yeah, so that would be interesting.
I have a question for you all. At some point, is he going to do the walk of shame, Brody?
You mean after having confessed?
After having confessed, the tape's out, all of this stuff is up. He's in a jail cell. Is he going to have to do the walk of shame?
It's one of two ways that this series is going to end. He's either going to die or he's going to have to speak up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose an interesting ending would have him die to save
Yeah.
a large group of people rather than...
Then Mike could end up with Jessica.
Yeah, because I don't see how they really...
Or you could.
Yeah.
You hold on.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to
Aw.
your agent so I can get on the show.
Yeah, seriously. Sweep her
Jessica's
off her
new love
feet.
interest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can't... Can they really have him go back to a normal life? I don't think they can.
No.
He'll never have a normal life again.
No.
I honestly think he will have to do the walk of shame. I don't think that he will get killed before that happens. He's at least going to attempt.
I almost feel like it's cathartic for the audience that he
It
does.
really is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also would like to see, I don't know about you guys, but I would like to see him in contact with Abu Nazir again. I would like to see that play out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be because that was such a compelling thing to watch last season, watching the two of them together and how he totally manipulated Brody with his son. And I want to see what happens because I think that would be a moment where you'd see who Brody really is.
Absolutely.
Unless he's wearing a wire, of course. But I mean, it really would be interesting to see if he's like, I believe in this, or he's like, look what you've done to my life. So, what do you guys think he would say?
I think look what you've done to my life pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful question. I think that's what we've been, as the audience, really curious about. Who are you? Who are you really?
Yeah. Yeah, because what we talked about in 2 episodes ago when they were having the confrontation in the interrogation room was that, we still don't know if Brody was playing her or not. Even as he's breaking down, is he breaking down and playing her? Is he just breaking down? Did he come back when she put her hand on his? And I mean, because that's sort of a theme that's been going.
A motif.
It's a motif, indeed,
Yes.
indeed. Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. But yeah, I mean, I think we really don't know, and I think like with Carrie, she's a little more transparent. You can see when she's playing. You can see when she's really hurt and what she really thinks. You don't see it with Brody at all.
Yeah, that's why they have a beautiful dynamic. Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's gonna get more beautiful next week.
Oh, beautiful in the hotel room.
Or other places. Hey, they're not just confined to hotel rooms.
They can have sex anywhere, is what you're saying?
It's Showtime. They can do that.
Showtime. Showtime, baby.
Showtime.
Well, that would be interesting because, all right, last week we also said with Roya, we didn't know if he really had tipped her off or not. Because there were those moments where they said, oh, is there no sound? Oh, they're not saying anything, but there might have been some sort of communication. I was thinking about that this past week, and I don't know because they just met, a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they have a silent communication or like sign language or something.
No, they don't trust in each other enough for that.
Yeah, so because I know last week we were all thinking that that he did tip her off in some way, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think he did either. I don't think he tipped her.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a separate thing.
Yeah.
But they are going to collide in the next 3 episodes. It's a 12-episode season. We're on episode 7. 5 episodes left. We're going to have some semblance of what the big plot is going to be 4 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Right before the finale. So there's still plenty of time for the CIA and Roya and Jess and this whole car thing and just Carrie to collide with Brody, and some crazy stuff's going to happen.
So do you guys think the attack happens?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has to happen
so
this
too.
year. Last year, it was aborted. This year, you got to upend the status quo.
Yeah.
I think something's going to blow up, someone's going to die.
Well, if the attack happens, then Brody's not really an asset, is he?
Well, it depends if there's another attack or the attack happens partially or I mean,
to what degree?
Right. I mean, look, what they did with 24 is they kept escalating what would I mean, there was a nuclear explosion in California, which is a little creepy. But I mean, they did have things happen, and they were still escalating. What? It is creepy. I don't want to do
It is creepy. That's why I was knocking on wood right now.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Making sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
I
blew up nukes.
Of course, the thought is just someplace else, but then there's the whole like moral issue.
Yeah.
Really, someplace else. That's what we want
Maybe
to
no
happen?
explosions.
Just maybe not here.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
That's what they're discussing at Harvard right now.
what?
Nuke in Cali or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to just like sneak into a class and be like, I could just sneak into any
Just
ethics
do it.
class, but I know
Is that ethical?
I know that one there is like particularly famous.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's not quite ethical to steal an ethics class.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
But
that
is the irony.
you can
That's
ask the
the
professor.
beauty in it.
But if I were to steal the ethics class and I used it to make someone's life better, was it not worth it? These are the questions, Harvard. These are the questions.
These are the questions.
These are the questions.
Wow. Okay. I think that we should do some more predictions if there are any others. What do you guys think? Anything else that you want to predict?
I say Mike discovers another nugget of information in the next 2 episodes.
Okay.
And he totally screws everything up.
Ooh.
I think he's not done.
Ooh.
He's not done.
Okay. Thaddeus, anything from you?
I don't really have a prediction. I'm really at the point of what happens next. I really feel like where are they gonna go? Like, some episodes I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. I feel like right now it's kind of like, where are we going?
World's wide open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where are we going from here?
Sorry, I got one more thing. I just had a moment of cognition a second ago.
All right.
Okay. Dana goes to Mike because he's the other father figure in her life when Brody lets her down, and then that's how it's gonna upend everything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Lieberman.
Good.
It's up top. Let's do that
That's
right now.
really
good.
good.
Thank you.
I like
That's a
it.
good one.
That was
In the
nice.
next two episodes, called it.
Okay. What do we have to give you if you're right?
A lap dance.
Wait, what?
Well, you
I
just
got the
offered to
camera.
give
Thaddeus,
him a lap dance.
Thaddeus
camera.
just
Thaddeus
offered
I
me.
got the camera.
Yes.
All right.
I got the camera. I'll
And,
take it.
and no, you just offered me a lap dance.
You did, Thaddeus. I heard
No,
it.
you said, what do we have to give you? And I said a lap dance.
That was
You
your
guys.
suggestion, so that's all
Yeah.
you.
Here, I want your
Whatever,
shooting
you
script.
guys
your
know what I
Homeland
meant.
shooting script. That's what I want.
It has my name on it.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to give it out, or I
Okay.
would, or I'd get in trouble.
Not gonna get you in trouble.
Yeah, sorry.
Fine.
What if I accidentally took it out of the house and changed my name to yours? That wouldn't be weird at all.
The watermark.
Right,
Yeah.
sure. It's totally fine. Okay, guys. Well, make sure, again, you go subscribe, and let's tell everyone where they can find us.
You can find me on Twitter at Club Thaddeus. CLUBTHADDEUS.
You can also find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman, LIEBERMAN. I also have an online sketch comedy series called Viewers Like You. You can check that out at VLYTV.com.
It's awesome, by the way.
Thank
You can find me on Twitter at Jenna Busch, BUSCH, like the beer, not the president. You can find my show with Stan Lee on youtube.com/World of Heroes. And you can find all my writing, including something about this show, on fanhattan.com.
Mine's really simple. It's at Bethany with an IE on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Just at Bethany with an IE.
You can also find her on television.
Yeah.
On Homeland,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Season 2, Episode 7.
Yeah, and you can. I have a blog, Literary Girls at .tumblr, so it's fun. We're
Literary
actually
Girls.tumblr.
Literary Girls Gone Wild.
Cool.
But it's the Tumblr blog is Literary Girls,
All right.
and we
Awesome.
podcast about books.
And Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, and Boardwalk Empire.
Yes.
All right.
AfterBuzz.
Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.